What was a quiet day for most on the island has turned louder with each rant of the beast, wrapped in his favorite leaves and possum skins, rummaging through his piles of lost guides, broken promises, and half-starved celebrants. Don't despair. We've lived through worse. Remember Montreal in the winter of 2012? The cabbie with the blue plume in his hat, and the waitress with the missing front teeth who bragged about her perfect blowjobs. Based on our history, this ain't too bad. Especially when you inject a few extra dollars, legal marijuana, and a well-cared-for bottle of 1997 Montelena Cabernet Sauvignon. Yes, this is pure reality. I tremble to think past the orphans and destitute granddads. What chance have they? Tickle the keys, why don't you? Listen, a big bang is coming, and it ain't a new planet that's being born. No, merely a ransacking of decency to be replaced by cheap underwear and a map of likely weekend hideaways for the lax and fruitless. Like your last husband, remember him? How can you not? Stole everything that wasn't nailed in place and burned the rest to a crisp. Lived for 10 happy years in Costa Rica on the insurance. Anyway, this makes me think you have a lot to be grateful for. How about a little acknowledgement? We've been more than kind. Maybe a couple of tickets to Oslo for that concert? Or how about fronting our escape? Another day down this road will drive us all to slaughter. Come closer. Right, like that. There's much to be said, and repeated too. He was an honest thief, wasn't he? I mean, you know, never stole from his friends, always shared. I used to cook for him and his crew. They'd tip with cash and a piece of whatever it was they'd boosted that day. I especially liked the diamonds. When they'd get a haul, they'd drop them like dimes and laugh. Stosh liked to remind us of Rockefeller, the original John D. Would leave shiny dimes, and now they can claim one much better. Here's a 1 carat for you, and a 2 carat for her and me, and so on. Then there were those brass instruments. Got those from a ship from Japan. Here's a flute for you and a trumpet for your kid. And here's a tuba, too fat for us to drag around. And a couple of saxophones that made us welcome everywhere. Gave mine to Bart for his quartet. And I think Jules gave his to Shorty, who sold it for $1,000. Love those guys. A different story every week. And still the best breakfast buffet on the block. And you? What you got going? Same shit? Nasty or nice? Let me know when it's going to be my turn. Some nights it keeps me up. Treachery. What a concept. And when you're talking about an entire country, and when you take it to heart, you get one hell of a pain, head and heart. The trick is to root out the cause, or the plot, or the dynamic, what makes them tick. Maybe it begins with an older brother or sister, or dad or mom, or maybe folks who just didn't give a shit. And yes, maybe they dream it up by themselves. Crossed wires, broken circuit, from a video game, comic book, or message in a bottle. Either way, subversion, a breed apart, no one but the perpetrator. And the gain? That too is suspect. Some would say, for no gain at all, just to be able to say they'd done it. Trash the fact, the concept, the pledge, the written or spoken promise. Whatever it is drives them, it's for shit. They're for shit. But the concept, sleazy as it is still a potent tool. A lie here, unfulfilled obligation there, lost maps, buried bodies, broken hearts. The old treacherer, that motherfucker, needs to have his clock cleaned once and for all. My turn. This one's on me.